Great afternoon and happy Labor Day to you. I hope that you are well, that you're having an awesome and amazing day, and that you are being found doing exactly what it is that God has called you to do in this earth. Welcome to Firelit Nation. My name is Brandy Rojas. I do serve as the owner of the Firehouse, where we are blending the worlds of publishing and multimedia. We are the first noted publishing house to our research, and to the research that's been done on our behalf. The first publishing house, hybrid publishing house ever to offer the blend of media and publishing, both for traditional clients as well as what we call vanity clients. And we are honored to hold that title. We are honored to be able to provide that. To provide that opportunity for millions upon billions of people in the world. I'm glad that you're here. It is my hope that the flyer got out just in the nick of time, that the news got out just in the nick of time for you to catch this. Even as we're on today, I want to encourage you to invite others that you know have a book inside of them as well, and they are looking for a way to get that book out to the world. Those that are looking for an opportunity. Some people may not want to write an entire book, but they're just looking for an opportunity to share their story. So if you know anybody that fits any of those categories, then this is going to be the feed. This is going to be the teaching for them. One of the things that we have done within the Firehouse, again, is to be able to blend the worlds of multimedia and publishing all in the same space. Not only do we provide publishing services, but we also offer all types of things. We offer a space for you to come to relax, to just kind of chill for a second, to get your mind and your thoughts together. We also have a space available to you. We make space available to you where you can actually come and work on your manuscripts, your vision castings, just anything that you have going on. So it's not just limited to just writing a book, but if you're saying, I want to come into a quiet, concentrated, focused space where I can work on my vision casting, where I can work on my blueprint for the next quarter. Believe it or not, we are just weeks away, technically, as it relates to 2025. And so some of you right now need a quiet, focused space where you can come, a visionary space where you can come, just to be able to sit down and to work and to think and to glean, and to process in a quiet, focused space. We do offer that. We also offer graphic services. We offer T-shirt designs. We print them. We have the capability of printing them both in vinyl as well as other materials. So we do T-shirts, we can do hats, we can do cups, we can do bags. If you have a conference or something coming up, we can do bags, T-shirts, all that stuff for that as well. We also offer landing page designs, web page designs for our clients, for those that sign with us. We also offer them the opportunity to get a landing page for their pre-sale activity and things of that nature, just a custom place where people can come to support the work that's being done. And so we do a lot of things here. Probably haven't covered all of it. We do logo designs. Like I said, we do the landing pages, we do websites, we do graphics, t-shirt designs, hats, mugs, cups, all that stuff. Yeah, we have the capability and the functionality of doing all of that. And so some of you on here today may be saying, what in the world? Because I thought I would just come on here for publishing. But one of the things that we came to find out in the time that we've been pursuing this goal, and in the time that we've been pursuing this vision, if you will, we have come to find out that what it is that we offer is something that is unparalleled. And not only is it unparalleled, but it's also something that helps to create an entire author, create an entire visionary, if you will. We've helped people rebrand. We have helped people come up with marketing strategies for their books and all types of things. And even as we're sitting here in this moment today, there's some special news that's going to be released at the end of this feed, that I think you will find fairly useful, that I hope you'll find fairly useful, especially to those of you who have some literary dreams and goals that you desire to reach. And so, again, Welcome to the Firehouse. Welcome to this moment of teaching. Happy Labor Day to everybody that's on here, wherever you are in the world. And with that being said, let's get started. Many of you know, some of you may not know, but I have a teacher's skill set that's also upon me. It started in dance ministry and all of that stuff, but it kind of matriculated over into other things, technology and things of that nature, being able to assist and show people how to get things done technically as well. And so today, I want to give you a free installment of our teaching that's coming out through, well, I'll go ahead and tell you, through the Fire Inc. Academy. For those of you who are looking to publish books, now keep in mind, these teachings are available to anyone. What do I mean by that? You can actually sign up for any of our courses. That does not mean that you have to necessarily publish with us, but you can actually take the courses. For those of you who do sign with us, if you've never published a book before or you're unclear about the process, we are going to make the Fire Inc. Academy available to you first before you begin the publishing process so that you have all of the information and everything that you need. And so that there's no misconceptions or anything else as it relates to the actual process of what it is that you're about to get into. So again, with that being said, I hope you guys are celebrating because, you know, oftentimes a lot of people come and they say, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. If you know someone that has a book and you are, and you're like, oh, you know, they've been talking about this book for 20, 25 years, 10, 15 years, and they still haven't published it yet. And when you ask them why, where's the book? Where's the book? The first thing they tell you is, well, I just don't know where to start, or I don't know what to call my book, or I don't know. We want to help kind of deal with that today. All right. I won't be on here long. Won't be on here long at all. But I wanted to make sure I got this information to you and to offer some opportunities to you as well to come on board with us in various capacities so that you also will be able to step into the realm of authorship, if that's all right. Okay. All right. So we're going to start here with this dude right here because some of you are on here right now and you're saying, you know what, this is me right here. All right. For some of you, this may be you, or it may be your book begging to get out. Okay. And for those of you that see the QR code in the upper left hand corner, you can use that code at any time to go to the Fire Collective if you want to be a part of any of our collaborations, or if you want to connect with our team to schedule a consultation as it relates to your book project. But this dude right here, I don't know, I want to call him Joe. But he is literally in a place where he's saying, you know what, like, I don't know what to call my book, or I have a title for my book, but I don't have content, or I have chapters, but I don't have a title, or I don't know the parts, or I don't know how it works, or I'm just going to do it myself. Right. And so a lot of times we do run into clients that they hit us up and they say, well, I just want you to edit it. I'm going to do it myself. Or can you just do a book cover? I'm going to do it myself. But what a lot of people do not know or possibly don't understand is that there are approximately anywhere between 25 to 35 different steps or more that's required to successfully publish a book. All right. And for those of you that are on here, greetings to you. All right. I want you to know that it took me 8 years and still learning, because we are forever students until we leave this earth. But in the 8 years that I've actually been in business, things are ever changing, things are ever evolving. And so what I do know, it took me 8 years to figure out. Right. And so when I published my very first book, In the Face of Expected Failure, my first book, literally, I published on my own. The only thing I got, I believe, outside of an editor was I went through an outside company to get an ISBN, which I realized or found out later, catch this, which I found out later because of the way that I attained the ISBN or the ASIN, it gave them rights to my book for up to 5 years. And so with that being said, I ended up publishing my very first book, and I did not know what I was doing. I didn't know how to format. I did not know how to create a book cover. And so I went on Microsoft Word. I started clipping different pictures of things I wanted on the front of my book. And I tried my best to kind of carve it out from the rest of the picture and add it and kind of stick it on the rest of the picture and all these other things. And I knew I needed a spine for the book. But what I did not know at that time is that if you don't have a certain amount of pages, then pretty much putting a spine on a book as far as your name and your book title are pretty much useless. And so when I got my book back, it looked completely in a way that I did not expect it to look, should I say, because of the fact that I didn't know what I was doing and I simply wanted to get the book out. And so there's some people that'll watch me on here right now. You're saying, I just want to get the book out. I'm going to do it on my own. I just want to get the book out. I'm going to self-publish. I'm going to get it on my own. I'm going to do it myself. I got you. All right. So here it is. All right. Before you start this whole process of I'm gonna just do it on my own, I'm gonna do it by myself. I think it's even more important that you understand how what most of the platforms you guys are wanting to use, how they got started. All right. So here it is in black and white. All right, and this quote is literally from the founder of Amazon, who you see in this picture with Amazon literally in spray paint up on the wall. He is in his parents' garage, and he started his company. He started his company literally with money that he borrowed from his parents. In this story, in this actual concept, in this actual conversation, there's an interview, and this is what he said. It says there are over 3 million different books worldwide active in print at any given time across all languages, and more than 1.5 million in English alone. What I want you to understand on today is that statistic was in 1997. It is now 2024. That statistic was in 1997. So currently, there are anywhere between 2 to 3 million books published through Amazon.com every single day. Every single day. So for those of you that say, well, I don't know if publishing is worth it, I don't know if people are even reading books anymore, there are 2 to 3 million books published every single day. But let me also tell you this. It is not Amazon's responsibility nor your publisher's responsibility to make sure that what you're typing and what you're writing is correct as far as the English vernacular and beyond. What am I saying? In other words, when a person submits a book to Amazon, Amazon doesn't become your free editor. They don't come and they say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, fits this, fits that, put this word there, put this word here. But instead, it does a basic rush through. It does a basic review of the actual contents itself. It makes sure that your ISBN matches the name of your book, or the ASIN matches the name of your book. It does those types of functionalities. But other than that, it's not their responsibility. So you literally could publish a book. There's books out there on Amazon right now that probably need to be republished because a person said, I'm going to just do it by myself. Okay. And so I want to make that known to you first. Also, let me pull the picture back up. When it came down to Amazon being created, Amazon started as a small book selling company. All right. So the founder was actually working for the New York Stock Exchange, for Wall Street, and he quits his job and he moves to California. All right. So he moves from New York to California, tells his parents he wants to start a company. He wants to start a small book selling company. So in other words, basically kind of like your Ed McKay's or those types of places where people can say, hey, you know, this is a great book, but I'm done with it. Can you resell it? And he resells the books and he packaged them himself. He did this for years. Eventually, he ended up getting a team, ended up getting a small room. And even in that small room, it looked much like this with the garage with the Amazon.com written in spray paint on the wall. He began to acquire a small team where they also would jump in and help him to package books, to ship off books, to drop off books at the USPS and things of that nature. And so this is how the company started. It wasn't until later that he decided that he wanted to sell all types of items. And now you see, there's not a day you don't see an Amazon truck running down the street. But I want you to understand that the way that this company started literally started from the concept of a small book selling company that was sitting in his parents' garage operating off of money that he borrowed from his parents. Okay. And so As you think about these things, because a lot of times people say, oh, well, Amazon, they built this thing to let any author that wanted to publish a book. And while that may be true, the other thing that I want you to pay special attention to is the fact that a lot of the reason why they made that available is because most publishing houses are considered to be traditional publishing houses. I'm going to say it again, traditional publishing houses. So what that means is it means that a person has to come in with a full manuscript. It means that you come in with a literary agent. It means that you sit down and you pitch your book to a group of people, and that company decides if they want to use you or not. Most publishing houses accept less than 1% of the total manuscripts they receive a year. I'm going to say it again. They accept less than 1% of the total manuscripts that they receive in a given year. So what that means is, here we go, we begin to provide other platforms for people to be able to publish without having to hear no, or without having to hear rewrite it, or without having to hear it's not time. The normal publishing timeline of a book takes anywhere from 6 months up to 2 years, depending upon where you are in your literary process. I hope you all are hearing me, and I hope you all are taking notes. Okay? It takes anywhere between 6 months. 6 months is if you have a ready manuscript. All right? It is not for those that are still sitting around saying, I don't know what my title is going to be. I wonder what my content is going to be. I wonder how. It's not for those people. It's for those people who have a ready manuscript and are saying, you know what? I've written my book. I'm ready to go into my first editing cycle. Matter of fact, I was my first editing cycle. What do I mean by that? You never turn in a manuscript to a publisher that you yourself have not first read over and edited yourself. I know it feels good. I know the feeling is great when you can just finish it, type that last word and say, oh my God, it's finished, it's done. Let me email it to them right now. But if you have all types of typos and all types of errors, not only does that extend your editing process, but it also has the potential of causing them to say, yeah, no, not right now, not until you fix all of these errors. Okay, so you want to make sure, most definitely above all things, you want to make sure that before you turn in a manuscript that you have also reviewed that manuscript. Because what you're going to do in the end, on the back end, is say, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say this. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to do that. And then all that back and forth eventually is going to cause something that could be done in the beginning. Now it takes an extra 6 to 8 months for it to release, all because you didn't edit it in the beginning. The editor is only going to look at what you have submitted. They do not look at what it is you intended to say. All right. Those are content editors. Those are developmental editors. Those are different types of editors. The thing I also want you to pay special attention to is how much are you willing to invest in this opportunity to write your book? I'm going to say it again, and I hope people don't start dropping off when I say this, but it is extremely difficult, even if you do it yourself, to successfully publish a book for less than $500 and upwards of at least $1,000. I'm going to pause just in case. I know we make it look easy. I know people make it look easy. Boom, I'm a self-published. Boom, my book is up there. Boom, everybody go buy it. But again, there's over 3 million books that are published into Amazon alone on a daily basis. And if you don't have the correct information, you're going to end up getting the wrong type of coding on your book that's going to cause you to say, yes, I wrote it, but somebody else owns royalties to it. Okay, that's part of the reason why I'm here. All right. So if you're in literary labor, what that means is you're feeling the contractions of what it is that's happening around you and the necessity of your book being released to the world. But you do not know how to get the baby or the book out. That is why we're here. So what I want to discuss with you now is this, because for some of you, it looks like this right now. How does book publishing really work? Which is what we just talked about, right? It looks like that. But my hope is that in the last few moments that we've been together, that I've been able to help you take it from that to at least a little bit more clear where it looks more like black and white. Okay? All right. So, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to focus on this number for me and tell me, what do you think that number is? What does that number represent to you? 8.2 billion. What does that number represent? What does that number mean? Type it in the comments if you haven't already. What does 8.2 billion mean? What does 8.2 billion mean? Are you typing? I won't know. Are you typing? Or are you just waiting for me to tell you? $8.2 billion is the total current population of the world right now. So before I get into these 5 W's and this 1 H, let me go ahead and start by telling you that there's no way you're going to tell me that nobody needs to hear your story. I just shifted from a teacher to the coach, in case you didn't realize it. There's no way you're going to tell me that nobody needs to hear your story, or that there's no part of your life that's important enough to retell. 8.2 billion people in this world currently, right now. We have gone in the last 4 years from 7.8 billion to 8.2 billion. In the last, matter of fact, not 4 years, but in the last 2 years. Okay? So again, I'm going to tell you, this number right here is the total amount of people in the world right now. This is the total amount of people in the world right now. There's no way that you can make anybody believe that your story isn't worth sharing. Not with 8.2 billion people in the world. It also speaks to the necessity and the seriousness of what it is that has been entrusted to you as a current author or as a future author. So the first question, because we would want to say who, what, when, where, why, right? Some of us have been trained to say who, what, when, where, why, how, right? But today I want to change this order up a little bit. I want to ask you this first question. Why? Why? Why are you writing this literary work? Why is it needed? These are questions that you want to write down. These are questions you want to make a note of. Why is it needed? Why am I writing this? Why is this important? Okay. In other words, at the end of the day, I must have a why, right? I learned in the travel industry several years ago, there was a saying that said, if your why doesn't make you cry, then you're not connected to it. So what is it about the why of this literary work, or the why of can we spread it out since we're multimedia? The why of this literary work, the why of this website, the why of this logo, the why of this t-shirt, the why of this vision casting, the why of this blueprint for this next season in my life. Why is it important? Why is it important to me? And why is it going to be important to them? Next up, who? Who is this for? Okay. Who is this for? Who is this going to impact? If I don't do this, who will pay the price? Let's talk. If I don't do this, who's going to pay the price? If I don't accept this charge, who is going to pay the price? Is it going to be the person that's this in the crack house right now that thinks they'll never be able to recover from addiction? And now they have to OD because I didn't tell my story? Is it going to be the single parent that now has to raise her son alone because she believes that there's no way that she'll ever recover from what she's going through, and that there's nobody around her to show her how to successfully raise a young man as a single mother because nobody had the audacity to write the book? Is it that girl that went through rape or whatever the case may be, and now because you don't want to share your story, now this young girl has to go through the embarrassment and the process of having her body not given away, but having her body taken away, and she doesn't have a voice to even look to tell her that she can survive it? Or maybe it's a fictional story because every once in a while somebody needs to get away from their current reality. That's why people go to the movies and watch Netflix and all types of things, because they're trying to find a way to have an escape. And so for those of you to have a fictional book inside of you, that could be an escape for somebody. Okay. So the next thing is what? What is this book going to be about? What is this book going to say? What is the premise of this book? What is the purpose of this book? What is the introduction? What is the foreword? What is the title? What are the chapters? Some of you are watching me right now and you have a book, but you haven't even thought about that part. Am I going to have a foreword? Am I going to have an introduction? Wait a minute. Isn't the foreword and the introduction the same? They're not. What am I going to do to secure my title? What am I going to do if I find out that somebody had to go through an unnecessary road because I didn't do it? We're asking hard questions because it's Labor Day. And the way these contractions move, guess what? You got to be willing to flow with the contractions, right? Once those contractions begin to hit, once that water breaks, guess what ends up happening? The baby's coming, whether you're ready or not. And for some of you, the book is trying to get out, whether you want it or not. Okay. And can I say it this way? All you can do is get ready. Some of you are nearing the end of this year, and at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, you said, I'm gonna publish my book this year. And now you're almost at December. And some of us are still walking around, or maybe some of you are still walking around saying, and I'm still waiting to release that book. I'm still waiting to hold that book. I'm still waiting to promote that book. All right. The next one is when. Okay. Now, here it is. Some of y'all gonna love me when I say it, and some of y'all not gonna like me when I finish, but it's okay. I need you to understand something about this when, because we will say things like, can I say it for the church world purposes? We will say things like, I'm waiting on the Lord, when the Lord is waiting on you. When I'm waiting till I get my money up. But guess what? I can go on my phone right now and show you screenshots where people paid $1,500 for a meal for two people for one opportunity, where we have whole literary packages that cost less than that. And guess what? It lasts you for your lifetime and beyond. Those people that paid $1,500 to eat brunch earlier, they're going to have to eat later tonight. But what we're offering allows you not only to eat now, but to be able to eat years from now, and to have your voice and and who you are echoed throughout this entire earth for all eternity, right? So again, here we go. When I get my money up, when I finish my manuscript. Well, baby, that manuscript got dust on it. When are you going to do it? Who is it benefiting? Okay, I know we talked about who earlier, but who is it benefiting by sitting in your closet, ma'am, sir? Who is it? Who is it benefiting? Right? Who is your book benefiting, and it's not being made open to the public world for them to receive of it? It may be helping you, but if you know it's for other people, then it's really not helping you. All right. So here we go. Your win, and here's the thing for us, and this is why we make so many different options available, whether it's a collaboration or if it's a solo work, we make the same types of things available, right? Financing available. Most publishing houses do not offer financing. Hear me. Hybrid publishing houses do not offer financing. All right. There are publishing houses out there now that are trying to start doing it, but we've been doing it. Okay. There's one publishing house that I know of that I researched several years ago. They offer less than half of what we offer, and they wanted $5,000 for the things that I clicked on. And they did not offer me any type of payment options or anything. All it said was, which credit card would you like to use today? We do offer financing. So we're connected to Afterpay. We're connected to Affirm, to Klarna, right? Cash App Pay, Amazon Pay. We have those options available. Okay. And so being that we have those options available, can I say it that way? When you have those kinds of options, it gives you immediate access to begin your process. We also offer personal financing. Okay. But there's a difference. And if you want more information about that, then you can reach out to us and ask us, and we'll give you that info. Right. But we do offer different options available. So the win for those that are saying, when I get my money up, is no longer really on the table, because there are options out there for you to take advantage of so that you can begin this process. Right. Where do you want this book to go? Where do you want this book to go? Right. Not just on Amazon. Amazon is good. Amazon is amazing, but not just Amazon. Come on, y'all. Not just Amazon. For those that are watching, like, I just want to get, if I can just get on, not just Amazon, 3 million books a day. Guess what? There are people who have become international best-selling authors on Amazon. I'm one of them, but guess what? It's not hard to do. If you're in the right categories, if you focus on the right categories and you run the right promotion, it's not hard to do. And guess what? When you are an international best-selling or best-selling author on Amazon, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. You can be a best-selling author for 5 minutes, click and go on there and say, hey, I'm number 1 on Amazon. Guess what? That number can change just like that, because you are in the running with 3 million other book titles. But if you have it for 30 seconds, if you have it for 10 seconds, you are a best-selling author, hands down. Right? But if you want to get to, for those that are saying, well, I want to be a New York Times best-selling author, then guess what? That means you have to cross boundaries. That means you have to be able to connect with other people outside of your nationality. And you have to be able to prove that those other nationalities, that they supported your book. That they bought, purchased, not supported, purchased your book. If you can't prove, if you cannot liquidate your following, then guess what? You at that point, oh gosh, can I say it this way? You at that point can't qualify as a traditional publishing client. What does that mean? Traditional publishing clients, they hire a literary agent. They pay them about $30,000 just to represent them. So if we're on here and we're saying, oh, I'm scared. Oh, publishing is $1,500. Oh, that's a whole lot of money. Well, if you get a publishing, if you get a person to represent you, you've got to pay them about 30 grand. As a traditional publishing client, that's for those that have said, well, I heard you ain't supposed to pay a publisher to publish your book. That's absolutely right. When you have a literary agent and you have millions of followers and you can liquidate your followers to purchase your book, and you're willing to walk away with only 10% of your profit, because that's about how much they make. Somebody just said, wait, what? If you want to be a traditional publishing client, one that says, well, I don't have to pay to have it published, then you need to go pay a literary agent $30,000 to represent you, to pitch your book to all of the different publishing houses until you find one that fits, or until you find one that will accept you. And then once they accept you and you go through the publishing process of 1.5 to 2 years and they publish your book at that point, then go ahead and be ready, because when you can sell 100,000 copies or 1,000,000 copies or whatever the case may be, but you're only going to be paid for 1/10 of whatever that number is that you sold. And yes, they have advances. So if they give you an advance, most publishing houses, most if not all, the top 5, if they give you an advance, be ready, because you're going to pay that advance back out of the books you sell. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're fully educated about your options and that you know exactly what it is that you're getting into. All right, when you come into the process, if you're not if it's not edited at all, then you're going to elongate your process. Okay, they don't just go back and forth, and I'm gonna tell you, they don't just go back and forth and edit it 25 times. They don't. Okay, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Are you ready? It might hurt a little bit, it might sting a little bit. Dr. Seuss had to pitch his book to 21 different publishers to get one to accept. And that was years ago. Okay. How many manuscripts have we as a company denied to date? Maybe 2, and I may be overstepping that. Because one of the main things we wanted to be able to do was offer people the opportunity to share their stories. Okay, and so if that meant for us that we had to step in as a developmental editor, or whatever, then we do that, right? For the completion and the success of the story itself. All right, so here we go. I hope y'all aren't quiet. I won't know until after I jump back on after this is over. But I hope y'all aren't quiet. I hope y'all are talking. I hope y'all are taking notes, right? Because the truth of the matter is, when we begin to talk about publishing, because we're not educated, then we assume that when somebody puts something out there and says, I got a package available and this is how much it is, oh my God, that's way too much, I can't do that. But understand that they're telling you is this amount, but it's probably worth triple that. Okay. Most publishing, if you have a person step in as a hybrid publisher, most publishing services are going to start you off, as far as value of services, anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000. Some of those packages are also going to include things like marketing, right? Depending upon who you go with, depending upon who you link up with. Some may only include editing and a book cover design, right? Or maybe your ISBN is included. For those who don't know what an ISBN is, it is the identifier on the back of your book. Okay. We also have connectivity with ISBN. We're connected to the actual office that provides those numbers. We get them in advance. Okay. We're also connected to Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble follows us, right? And because they follow us, we do have the capability and the functionality of having several authors right now, up to about 40 authors who are actually on Barnes and Noble, right? But again, we as a company try to offer things and streamline things in a way that makes it affordable and makes it accessible so that people can have those opportunities. All right. Last thing, how do I accomplish this? How do I do this? Right? How? Well, one of the best things that you can do to answer your how is to connect with a company. All right. I'm going to show you some other hows as well. All right. But one of the main things that I want you to remember is connecting with a company allows you and gives you that flexibility to some degree, right? It gives you that wisdom that you need as you go through the process. It also gives you the functionality of being able to have someone there to kind of guide you through that process. All right. So here's some other hows I want to give you. All right. Make a decision. Make a decision. Make a decision that you're going to do it, right? I have so many people that come to me on a daily basis and they say, "Oh, I got a book. Oh, I got a book. Oh, girl, I got a book. Oh, this my title right here. Oh, these my chapter titles right here." And guess what? I'm glad that you told me, but I won't be excited till I see you do something with it. All right. Number two, choose your creation approach. Some of you are going to get the title first with no content. Some of you are going to get chapter titles with no title, right? With no book title. Some of you are going to have a bunch of notes and you don't know where to start or stop your notes, right? Those types of things. But choose your creation approach because none of those approaches are wrong. There is no wrong or right way to get this thing done, right? There's no wrong or right way to come up with your manuscript. You may get a title first, right? My second book that I produced, which is called Humpty Dumpty and Stilettos. I'm trying to see if I can find a copy of it. Y'all may actually hear me moving around for a second. But Humpty Dumpty and Stilettos, my second book, was produced off of Facebook posts that I didn't have an ample opportunity to explain. So this book right here, Humpty Dumpty and Stilettos, this is my second book. And it was released because I wanted to be able to go back and share some of the posts that I had put up that people either did not understand or things that I wanted to more clearly explain. So I created a whole book off of that. Okay. Humpty Dumpty and Stilettos. This book, Not With Your Legs Crossed. I don't know if you've seen me put this or post this up, but if you haven't, I would admonish you and I would even encourage you to go and to purchase this book. Right now, I'm on a Labor Day initiative to move 50 copies of this book today. It's been up since Thursday, but today is my deadline, right? And we're looking to move 50 copies of this book. Even if you have this book and you say, "Hey, I want to purchase this book, but I want you to donate it to somebody." Because sometimes I do give these books away periodically, right? If I'm in a place or if I'm talking to a youth or something like that, I may give them a copy of this book, right? And so if you're saying, I already have my copy, but I want to buy a copy and I want to donate a copy, then you can also purchase this book and be able to donate that copy as well. Okay. So I will put that information, I'll put those links in the comments after this is over. Or you can go to my personal page and you'll see it there where you can actually click on the link and purchase your copy of Not With Your Legs Crossed. Okay. You can purchase it for you or you can purchase it as a gift. Each chapter in this book is not built off of chapters, but is built off of contractions. So every chapter is not called a chapter, it's called a contraction. All right. And it's Labor Day. So I want to encourage you to get this book. But as you can see here, like this is, I don't know which book this is, right? Because I've written 23 of them. But for those of you that are worried about, how big, how thick the book has to be, it's not about the size of the book. It is about the content inside of the book. This book is powerful. Don't look at this and say, "Oh, wow, well, it looks like a short read." It may be a short read, but it's changed some people's lives. Okay. So please don't look at that as your determining factor about whether or not your book is worth being published, because it's not a big book or it's not a thick book. This isn't a thick book, but guess what? It's life changing. All right. Church Girl, Club Girl, God's Girl. That book is 170 some pages and is life changing, right? For those who will take the time to read it. All right. So here we go. Let's get back to it. Commit to the process. Commit to the process. Commit to the process. And number 4, gain your audience. Even if you have to gain your audience by means of a collaborative work. All right. So right now we have 4 collaborations that we have been promoting for a while. And can I say it this way? This is not the time to say, "Oh, I don't know." If you have to debate over a $100 decision, then this may not be the collaboration season for you. The collaborations that we're offering right now, they are valued at over $3,000 by themselves based on what we're offering as part of the collaboration, right? Why am I doing it for $100? Because every year around this season, as we approach our anniversaries and things like that, I try to put something out there to make it available for people to jump on. But can I say that I'm going to do it again after this year? I can't tell you that. Okay, I can't tell you that. If you are having to debate over a $100 decision that can be broken up in 4 payments through a firm afterpay or anything else, then guess what? That may not be the opportunity for you. But this is the last day. It's going to be $100. Tomorrow it goes back up to the regular pricing. Okay. Now, this was my very first collaboration. When Legacy arises from the threshing floor, right? 23 amazing women telling their stories on the back of this book. See how thick this book is? Life changing, life altering. It's absolutely amazing. The Mother's Day collaboration, Hold It in the Road. It was released earlier this year in honor of my mom, and I want to give the opportunity for other people to come on board and share stories about their mom too. Guess what? It was made available to the whole world. Guess how many people signed up for it? 3, outside of me. Okay. And they came together and told their stories. But everybody got a mama, right? Some of you didn't join because you were afraid. Some of you didn't sign up because you were scared. Some of you didn't sign up because you didn't know which part of the story about your mama you want to share, and you made it complicated. Don't make this complicated. Don't make authorship complicated. People are dying while they're waiting for you to talk. Okay. Talitha Coom is another one. Get up, little girl, get up. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 authors in it. Okay. This one, right? You want to see? There you go. Right? Life changing, life altering, moving, right? Pushing people to be their best selves. All the things, right? All the bells and whistles, right? These are opportunities through collaboration made available. All of these women don't live in the same place. But guess what? Because they were a part of this collaboration, it gave them opportunity to now be featured in other regions that they may not have even ever traveled to. Okay. So these are the things I want you to see. These are the things I want you to realize. Our forthcoming collaborations. We have one that's called And She'll Still Win. Okay. Those collaborations are starting. They are literally in their budding stages right now. Like we actually have something scheduled, if I'm not mistaken, this tomorrow, right? Where we're going to be talking to them and give them the information they need to proceed further in their processes, right? We have a real estate collaboration. Okay. So when y'all see me publish about real estate, I'm not looking for a real estate agent right now. I'm looking for real estate people in the real estate world, real estate moguls in all facets, shapes, and sizes who want to come together to collaborate, to share their experiences and their wisdom literally in an effort to help the world to navigate through the real estate markets. Okay. All right. There's also one about mentorship. If you are a mentor, if you're a mentee, if you have a mentor, you have a mentee, and you want mom writing a chapter with your mentor mentee, then guess what? You should sign up for that collaboration. If you're in the mental health field, we're looking for people in the mental health field, psychologists, psychiatrists, life coaches, all the things. We're looking for you to come together to share your places of wisdom so that we can help other people that, guess what? Maybe they have a phobia about sitting on the couch. Maybe they have a phobia about having a psychiatrist. So they just need someone to kind of speak to various places of their lives to maybe convince them to come on into that room, come on into that space. Maybe you're an entrepreneur like me, right? Got it out the mud like me, right? You've never had a loan, never had a grant. Everything you've done has been by just write a book and produce something. Write a book and produce something, right? Work Amazon, put on that little vest, work Amazon, drop off packages out your car, get paid for it, turn around and pay for something, right? Uber Eats, turn around, pay for something, right? Y'all looking at me like, wait, what? You? Yeah, me. Right? I would love to say this has always been the only thing I've ever done, and it has not always been that way. Okay? It hasn't been. I've written 23 books. But guess what? It hasn't always been that way. Okay? So again, when we begin to talk about these different opportunities, you want to be aware and you want to be alert, right? Of what's been afforded to you. what's been available to you this entire time. Okay. We're right here in North Carolina. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're again the first noted publishing house that has blended the world of hybrid publishing and multimedia together in one place, which is crazy, right? If you don't understand the power of that, then you won't understand the significance of that. But if you're on here today and you're saying, you know what, it's time. It's time for me to write the book. I at least need to be involved in a chapter. Y'all, we have $100 spaces available, and those spaces expire today. Okay. I Funny story, side note, I always tell people that if you want to know um if you want to know if your numbers on your personal Facebook page are broken, just post pictures of dogs, what was it? Dogs, cars, or children. Excuse me, they will tell you all that you need to know. So I know y'all see it. I know y'all see it because when I post Javon Evans, I got like 300 likes. But when I say you need to write the book, 3 of y'all respond. I see you. You see me. Right? So this is a good day and a good month for those that are saying I'm in the 9th month and I'm in my birthing season and all of that. This is a good moment and this is a good day. For those of you that are saying I just need to do something new, I want to step into 2025 brand new. Like, just because you start today doesn't mean it has to be published by December 31 for those that are feeling the pressure, right? Some of you may start today and not publish until January, February, March. But at least get started, secure your publishing avenues, and get going. Because again, somebody is waiting for you to tell your story. I wish I could tell you. Matter of fact, let me see. Because this right here, I don't know if you can see her, but this girl right here blessed my life. Okay. This is last year, I believe. Blessed my life because my cousin gave her a copy of my book, Church Girl, Club Girl, God's Girl. And she apparently read the book, wept, cried, the whole 9 yards. And then when I met her, I showed up at a service, and when I met her, she was just like, "Oh my God, I just can't. I just gotta tell you how much your book changed my life." Can I be 100 with y'all? If I had not been willing to talk about the backsliding, if I had not been willing to talk about the abortions, if I had not been willing to talk about the spiritual abortions, if I had not been willing to talk about my failures, if I had not been willing to talk about my hiccups, if I had not been willing to talk about what it is that I went through, then she wouldn't have had that testimony. Or she would have gotten it eventually, but through another means. Books are powerful. Your stories are powerful. And somebody in this world is waiting for you to release your story or release your book so that you are able to step in, to step up and produce. If it's one thing I know, as it concerns this company, as it concerns me, I think sometimes it takes a manner of loss for you to realize how much you love a thing. And having gone through the process of this and of the possibility of losing this, I understand what God has me doing and why. So again, I want to encourage you, admonish you, encourage you again to jump on these collaborations, to jump on these opportunities. There's some things that are actually coming up right now that you're about to see on your screen, that you now have access to. The flash sale is now on. It is still on. This flash sale is only valid through tomorrow at midnight. It includes your vision casting, your editing packages, your book cover design, pre-sale campaign, and more. And just so you guys are aware, and you can also use Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, credit, debit, or financing to secure your spot. Right now, we have financing available through our company for as little as $250 to get started. And for those of you who are doing financing through other companies, as you go to those platforms, they will tell you what their requirements are. Afterpay, Affirm, Klarna. Again, the only difference, of course, on those options is because you are doing it through those means. We can give you immediate access to everything. But when you actually do it through us, it may take a little bit more time depending upon your payment schedule. Okay. There are things that we do in the process of it. But again, there are also more opportunities when you actually have done it through either credit, debit, or the other platforms that have been recommended to you. All right. Also, and I don't have the flyer up for this one, I don't believe, but also for those of you who are wanting to be a part of the collaboration, we have 5 collaborations going on right now. Again, those spots are $100 a piece. We only have a few $100 spots available per collaboration. After those spots have expired, then it will go back up to the regular pricing schedule. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you jump on these opportunities. I'm going to see, hopefully, prayerfully, if I can get hopefully if I can get this up for you guys, then you'll be able to, since I don't have the flyer up, you'll at least be able to see what it looks like and the screens that you should be looking for. Okay. So you're going to be looking for this right here. All right. And this is bit.ly/The Fire Collective 2024. All right. This right here is on zeroed out now on purpose. How much longer will you make them wait? No more days, no more hours, no more minutes, and no more seconds. All right. So your features, you have all types of features that we have listed for you here, and then why you should publish with us. And then it begins to go into all of the different collaborations that we have available right now. So you have the one for mentorship. The real estate agent collaboration is out there, and you see the pricing there. Now, I just told you can get it for $100 if you go to bit.ly/flash fire. Okay. Hopefully somebody will capture those bit.ly addresses that's watching it live, and they'll be able to put those links in there for you. If not, I'll put them up at the conclusion. All right. But these are the normal prices for these collaborations. I went through hell and came out with oil. That book title has been changed to And She'll Still Win. So when you see this one right here, if you want to be a part of the women's collaboration, we have renamed that And She'll Still Win. We are using this title for something else. All right. And so again, you have the same thing here as far as your pricing, split pay, and things like that are also available. And then for those of you who are in the therapy world, Jesus and a Couch is the collaboration project for that. You'll click on that and you'll be able to secure your space. Okay. And just to show you guys, the entrepreneur, right? So this is the entrepreneur book, the ABCs of entrepreneurs. And again, you have your payment options there available for you. If you're wanting to become a solo author, you can also click these links down here below, and you'll be able to jump on. It says here, you made it this far, you may as well schedule a solo author consultation. You click there, and once you click there, it's going to take you exactly where you need to go. There are various different referrals and things like that on this site as well that you can also read through. And then, of course, just to kind of give you a show of what happens. So let's say you want to do let's do the real estate agent book. Okay. So you go to real estate agent sold, you scroll down. Let's say I want to do the pay in full, right? So I can go to pay in full. All right. And when I go here, it's going to take me to this screen just so you have a demo of what happens, right? So you go here, right? You can go right here and type. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know. It may have expired. We had a code yesterday. I'm gonna see if it still works. It may work, it may not. If it doesn't, oh well, it's out. Okay. All right. So we had a code where you could save a little bit more money off that 275. Okay. But the 275 is there. And then you'll put your contact information here. And then you can click here for Afterpay. You can click here for WeChat. You can click here for Affirm, Cash App Pay, All Pay. Klarna is also available. You put your card information there, right? If you're doing Klarna, then of course it's going to give you this information, right? So for instance, on Klarna, it says available offers from Klarna, 6 monthly payments of $48.54 a month, which is crazy. So you can actually get this. The book will be out, right? And then you're only paying $48 a month, right? Who can't afford $48 a month? Or 4 interest-free payments of $68.75. Okay. So you have those options on Klarna. As far as Afterpay, you have 4 interest-free payments of $68.75 available on Afterpay. And then Affirm, I don't know if it's going to bring up your offers. There it goes. For Affirm on this one, you can pay 12 monthly payments of $24.82, 6 monthly payments of $47.86, or 3 interest-free payments of $91.67 to be a part of this collaboration. So again, no more excuses, plenty of opportunity. And once you sign up, we'll receive the notification. We'll then send a message over to you, welcoming you on board and all of the good things. And then we will go from there and get you started and into the collaboration itself. Okay. So I hope that this has helped you. I know this has been a little bit longer than even I anticipated, but I hope that this has helped you. I hope that this is kind of giving you some information and some just some nuggets about what you need as you go through the authorship process. It is my hope that this has also convinced you that maybe you need to connect with us, whether it be through the collaborative realm or whether it be through the solo authorship realm. Side note, for those of you who have your own collaborations that you want to launch, we also offer management, publishing management for your collaborations. What does that mean? That means we help you to manage your authors, manage your content. We complete your editing, your book covers, and all that stuff for you. But when that book comes out, it will show compiled by you, along with those who are standing alongside of you to make that book happen. Okay. You will have your ISBN. You'll have all that stuff. Each chapter is copywritten to each author, a co-author, or anthology writer. So we do offer that service as well. But again, I want to make this available to you. It is my hope that this has also kind of broken your silence and caused you to say, you know what, let me go ahead and write this book. Let me get up and work on this dream. Let me get up and work on this anthology. For those of you who have been inboxing me, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. For those of you who have stopped me in the street, I don't know what to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Ooh, I got this bad title, girl. I need. I don't want to hear it no more. No, if it's not on this platform, if it's not in my back office, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it because it's time to write. And guess what? You just telling people about your title does nothing for nobody but the person hearing it. But when you sit down and decide that you want the world to hear your story, then and only then will it impact the world for eternity. This is Brandy Rojas coming live from the Firehouse. Again, I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope you have a safe Labor Day, that you had a safe Labor Day weekend so far, and that you enjoy this time with your family on today. And above even that you make a decision today that this is going to be your year, that this is going to be your moment, that 2025, we're going to see books with your name on them because you finally decide to come out of that dark place, to come out of the shadows and come into the light. I see the breaking of day. Be that beacon of light that you were created to be. Create, create, create. Visualize, visualize, visualize. Make it happen. For those of you who says manifest, manifest, right? God, we serve a God who manifests. We look around, he has manifested everything we see. All right. He has caused everything to come before our very eyes. So let us be the best representation of him for those who believe that way. Let us be the best representation of him in this hour. Let's grab hold of what he's called us to do and let's make it happen. All right. We do offer all types of, we have room and space for all types of categories. So fiction, nonfiction, educational books, we do it all, anthologies, we do it all, children's books we also do. So whatever your category may be, bring it to us. Let's have a conversation and let's see where it goes. I pray that you have an amazing day. I pray you have an awesome day. It's time to get to work. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.